If you've ever asked yourself, what does a museum curator do? The answer to that question for a lot of museum curators is dancing like puppets to the major art galleries and their respective art collectors, people who have money and people who have power. And so if you're thinking about becoming an art curator, if you're thinking about creating exhibitions in museums, if you're an artist, if you're a collector, whatever, you have to start understanding these industry secrets so that you can make informed decisions that are based on facts, not idealistic notions of what you think the art world is, Let me give you a business example to illustrate this perfectly. You've probably heard about the Michelin tire company. Now, approximately 100 years ago, Michelin tire company thought, hey, we need people to buy more tires. And so what they did is they created the Michelin guide with Michelin star restaurants. And a lot of those restaurants would be located outside of the city the country far, far away. And so a lot of rich people would drive their cars as a result of that on country roads that are very bad towards those fancy restaurants to eat that fancy food, along the way destroying their tires so that they would then replace those tires afterwards. That was the business tactic of the Michelin tire company. And so a lot of times when we look at, for example, the Michelin guide, Michelin star restaurants, food, aesthetics, creativity, tastes, we think that those things are created out of creativity. That the Michelin guide was driven by aesthetics, by creativity, when in truth it was driven by business decisions and driven by money. And in the art world, stuff is not that different, If you look at the stats, from 2007 to 2017, if you look at, for example, the Guggenheim Museum, 90% of solo exhibitions are from artists coming from the same 5 major art galleries. Those had all the decision powers, those are the people making the decisions. It's not the curator who decides hey, wait a minute, this solo show fits perfectly in our curriculum, whatever, that's not what happens. And so the sooner you realize that when you are going to, for example, the Guggenheim Museum, that when you are going to those major culture creating systems, temples, that there are real business decisions that are driving those decisions, driving those artists that are being exhibited there, the sooner you will be able to make real decisions for yourself, the sooner you will be able to make decisions that are true for your art career or your career as an art curator. If you're thinking about becoming an art curator, becoming a museum curator, you have to be aware of those things. Way too many times. And I was not aware of this. The first year I was studying in university, I wasn't. I thought I knew a lot about art, years ago. And when I talk to a lot of students now, when I talk to a lot of young people in their early 20s, they are not aware of this either. They don't know. And so I'm not making a value judgment here as well. You have to understand, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with it. I don't think that's wrong. I don't think it's wrong that those 5 major galleries have all the decision-making powers. I don't. This is not a judgment from me saying how much of a scam this whole thing is. No, nothing like that. But for a lot of artists, it will be like that. For a lot of artists, a lot of curators, it will feel like something that they don't like, something that is not true to them. And that's the purpose of this video. Making sure that you understand that there's transparency, that there's full awareness of what your decisions are. If you want to go towards those places as an artist, if that's your goal, exhibiting in the Guggenheim, you will have to understand that you will need to start dancing. You will need to start dancing to the pipes of wealthy decision makers. If you're an art curator and you want to curate in big places like that, a lot of times you will dance. There's nothing wrong with that. You just know that you will dance. It all boils down to the following thing. If you want to become an art curator, an art museum curator, an exhibition curator, contemporary art curator, an artist, a collector, whatever, if you really want that, you have to subscribe before you dance like a puppet. You have to subscribe before you dance like a puppet, because I want to see you again. Please make sure we do see each other again sometime, okay? Ciao, ciao.